I also want to address a few questions in regards to how we're doing the pre-order. A few people are a little bit annoyed that we weren't taking pre-order payments, like deposits, to secure them. And this is a perfect example why pre-orders for airsoft items are just, I don't know, things that you're not sure that are going to be in, like the Chris Vectors being an unknown. Yes, we did a pre-order for our barrels. We were guaranteed that they were going to turn up. The only thing we couldn't guarantee is when they were going to turn up, because we ordered them straight from the manufacturer. But this is a perfect example. ASG have, due to recent legislation changes, the HPA Evo will no longer be releasing in the UK for the UK retailers. And this isn't something we were involved in, but this is a perfect example. You go to a retailer, you put your money down, think that you secure yourself one of these rifles, HPA Evo for instance. Bear in mind, this HPA Evo was announced at SHOT Show 2016 or before, so it's been in the works for absolutely ages. And then because of the legislation changes, which we've talked about in previous videos in the UK, it's going to be in their best interest not to sell it in the UK at the moment until something changes or we get some kind of, I don't know. I don't know how it's going to be worked around. But this is a perfect example. You put your pre-order down, you think you've got yourself a HPA Evo, and then something like this happens and it gets returned and they pull out. Which could very much, well, it won't happen for the Vector in the same thing, but like I say, the Vector being a US product that's coming to Europe, it's got to be CE certified before we're allowed it in Europe. So that could delay things. So that's why we haven't took any payments or deposits. People can pull out their pre-booked Vectors at any time. Just be aware that if you decide you want to pre-book it again, you get put to the bottom of the list. So that was interesting, and that's the perfect example of why we don't take money for the Chris Vector pre-orders, for something that we're sure that we're going to sell. So a little bit of information for you. Keep saying I'm going to be back when these pistols are back, so I'm going to stop babbling and get to it. So we'll see you in a moment. Boom, another question straight in, talking about strikers and sniper platforms, about hot rubbers. And there seems to be a lot of misinformation on these pages that I'm finding. People are saying, well, if you're using 500 FPS and 0.4 BBs, you've got to use a 70 degree or up hot rubber. But what I see is many people using hard hot rubbers and struggling to apply enough hop until they get a negative effect, which basically means they're putting so much force on the BB that it just cuts the FPS right down. Think of it as tyres on a car or on a race car going around a racetrack. The softer the tyres, the more grip you're going to be able to get down onto the surface, but they're going to wear out faster. Harder tyres are going to give less grip, but they're going to wear out a lot. You know, they're going to give a lot more longevity, and the tyre is going to last longer. So, in my VSR platform that was running 500 feet per second, for a year I ran it with a standard hot rubber from Marui, which is like a 50 degree. It's very soft. But what that means is, with a softer hot rubber, you're having to apply less pressure to the BB because it's got more grip. Yes, a 50 degree hot rubber is going to wear out a lot faster, but if you're applying a lesser amount of force to your BB because you've got enough grip there, you're having less of an effect on that round passing through the hop unit and out the end of the barrel. For example, let me just put this into perspective for you. I've got a sniper rifle running 500 feet per second. I've got two side by side exact same guns. One's got a 50 degree rubber, one's got a 70 degree rubber. When I set those two guns up to fire the same distance, there's going to be less of a hop effect on the BB in the 50 degree than the 70 degree. Because the 70 degree provides less grip, you're going to have to put more force down onto the BB. You will find that the one with the harder hot rubber has a lower muzzle velocity. I've always found this with sniper rifles that I've built, and it seems to be a bit of misinformation. Now, that is not telling you to stay away from 70-degree hot rubbers. 70-degree hot rubbers work very, very well. You may have to bed it in a little bit more, put a few thousand rounds through it before it gets that nice, before it gets, like I say, bedded in, and it gets that sweet spot where it seems to work quite well. It's going to last a lot longer. You've also got to think about temperatures. A 70-degree hot rubber is a hard rubber. Are you going out at winter when it's really cold? That rubber's going to get harder. If you're using a 70-degree hot rubber in the summer and you're going to use your sniper in winter, switch out to a softer rubber, because rubbers are affected by heat as much as they are by different compounds giving different hardnesses. So I hope I've cleared that up for some of you, and I hope it's helped, because there seems to be, like I say, a lot of misinformation. People say, well, if you're running .4s and say you're running 500 feet per second on a .2 and you're switching to .4s, you've got to use a 70. No, absolutely wrong. Absolutely false. You can use any hot rubber you want, but those are the key facts. Softer gives more grip, wears out faster. Harder gives less grip, wears out not as quickly as the soft rubber, for want of a better word. So I hope I've cleared that up. I hope it's been educational, as always.